Hello friends, in this video we will be talking about Apache Beam. So what is Apache Beam? So Apache Beam is an open source unified model for defining both batch and streaming data parallel processing pipelines. Using one of the open source Beam SDKs, you can build a program that defines the pipeline. The pipeline is then executed by one of Beam's supported distributed processing backends, which includes Apache Flink, Apache Spark, and Google Cloud Dataflow. Apache Beam is particularly useful for large parallel data processing tasks, in which the problem can be decomposed into many smaller bundles of data that can be processed independently and in parallel. You can also use Beam for ETL, extract, transform, and load tasks, and pure data integrations. These tasks are useful for moving data between different storage media and data sources, transforming data into one or more desirable formats, or loading data into an entirely new system. In this diagram, you can see a unified programming model where the center is the Apache Beam, which basically can consume data from various sources like BigQuery, Kafka, Avro. Then it supports multiple languages such as SQL, Go, Java, Python. Then you can ingest data into Apache Beam. It could be a batch data or streaming data. Then you can have execution runners, which involves Flink, Spark, Dataflow, or a direct runner. This diagram basically summarizes how Apache Beam is useful and how it integrates with other services. Let us now try to know more about the various SDKs that Apache Beam supports. Apache Beam SDKs provide a unified programming model that can represent and transform datasets of any size, whether the input is a finite dataset from a batch data source or an infinite dataset from a streaming data source. The Beam SDKs use the same classes to represent both bounded and unbounded data, and the same transforms to operate on that data. You use the Beam SDK of your choice to build a program that defines your data processing pipeline. Apache Beam currently supports the following languages like Java, Python, and Go. Let us now try to understand Apache Beam pipeline runners. Let us now try to understand the various pipeline runners that Apache Beam supports. Apache Beam pipeline runners translate the data processing pipeline which you define with your Beam program into the API compatible with the distributed processing backend of your choice. When you run your Beam program, you will need to specify an appropriate runner for the backend where you want to execute your pipeline. Apache Beam currently supports the following runners. Some of them are Direct Runner, Apache Flink Runner, Apache Nemo Runner, Apache Samza Runner, Apache Spark Runner, Google Cloud Dataflow Runner, Hazelcast Jet Runner, and Twister 2 Runner. You can always execute your pipeline locally for testing and debugging purposes. I hope this basic introduction of Apache Beam was useful for you. If it was, please like this video, comment below, and subscribe to this channel for more such videos. Thank you.